Welcome to What's Up Wichita with Mayor Brandon Whipple. This month, the mayor's speaking with Pete Nájera, President and CEO of United Way of the Plains.
Hey everyone, this is Mayor Whipple. Thanks for tuning in to What's Up Wichita. Today we are with the President and CEO of the United Way, President Pete. Pete, thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you for having me. I always enjoy being on the show.
Yeah, we had you on the show, I think, a little less than a year ago, and talked about the United Way's response to our community, and helping out with some of the needs in the community during the height of the pandemic. And it's great to have you back on right before the holiday season. I know you guys are really busy right now. Can you just start us off by telling us a bit about what the United Way's been up to?
Yes, it has been a very busy year. The pandemic is still around, as we all know, but it's not nearly as dramatic as it was last year. Our 211 center fielded over 160,000 calls from our citizens in the region who needed help during the pandemic, whether it was a layoff or emergency shelter or rent and utility assistance. The United Way was there to help them. We tripled up our manpower to man the call center 24/7, 7 days a week, and I think that helped take the stress off of the 211 center. The 911 call center here, so first responders could help people that were in medical emergency needs. In other communities, you might see the 911 call centers going down because of the volume, but here in Sedgwick County, because of our relationship with our government and the people we both serve, we're able to ensure everybody got their care taken care of.
And that was so important during the pandemic, and I think now as we're coming out of the pandemic, is a hard phone line to call. Here in, I think, City Hall and the folks I talk to, we do really good with our websites, getting resources out there, taking, let's say, resources from the United Way or other nonprofits and sharing that on our social media platform as well. But there are many, many folks in our community who aren't on social media or have access to the web. And
Right.
So being able to have that 211 as a call or a number that anyone on any phone could call and be connected to help is really important. And just so glad you guys have maintained that. And just briefly, can you tell folks who might be watching and not sure what 211 should be used for, what that service is and how they can access it?
Right. So you just dial 211 or text it. It is the hotline for social services. And so medical emergencies go through 911, but social services come through 211. We have a great relationship with the Wichita Police Department and firefighters. They know how to refer their citizens that they come in contact with to refer them to 211 versus a medical emergency. And so we handle people that have that need emergency assistance with shelter, for instance, or food assistance. They have a fire happened at their house, or they're in a car accident and they need one-time assistance right away. We're able to bring to bear hundreds of nonprofits in our directory to give them the help they need. And so 211 exists to do things that first responders aren't always the best equipped to handle. And so we love the ability to do that and partner with so many other nonprofits when it comes to helping ensure somebody has something to eat and a place to stay.
And that's one of the things I love about United Way is you as an organization isn't out there trying to do everything, but actually networking with solutions for folks who have issues. So if someone comes in with this particular problem, you can get them connected with the organization that actually helps through those problems.
Right. We pride ourselves on being the convener. We're trying to tackle these complex social challenges that are larger than any one organization can do by themselves. And so a strong, healthy United Way in the community helps our clients, obviously, but also the nonprofits too.
So Pete, you came into this position as president right at the height of the pandemic.
Right.
We actually have a little bit in common where I came in and started, getting my feet under me as mayor right as the pandemic came on. So I'm guessing that the resources and that people were trying to get out of United Way was different last year than maybe this year? What have you seen as far as community needs and the way the United Way can respond most recently or within the last few months?
No, you're exactly right. I think during COVID, it was very immediate with basic needs. Our community was wrestling with a number of furloughs and layoffs due to the pandemic. And even before then, the grounding of the 737 affected so much of our economy. And so we had a standalone resource center helping those that were laid off temporarily caused by the pandemic. Now we're coming out of it a bit, but we're still seeing people trying to get back on their sea legs, getting into a new job and getting their paycheck going so that they can cover their rent and utilities, the way schools are operating too. At the very beginning of the year, we ran an initiative to restock all the local food pantries. Everybody's familiar with the Kansas Food Bank. We targeted 20 other local food pantries that cover maybe a 6 or 10 block area that's really specific to their community and help restock their shelves in the first quarter. We've also turned a bit of a focus into the investing in the underserved communities. I think the pandemic brought to light some of the poverty levels that are persistent in our region.
Inequities, yeah.
Food deserts, equity and inclusion, and so we invested in League 42. I think you're familiar with that program in McAdams Park.
It's an incredible program.
All the things they do. I mean, the United Way hadn't been in that space, and we want to be in that space. For Black History Month, we purchased thousands of books, specifically with characters of color, because the census is telling us that USD 259 is over 60% black and brown students. And so that's the changing demographic of our city, and we want to help make sure that our region is prepared to be hospitable, equitable, and inclusive to the new demographic of our state and our city, because the data shows how educated women and minorities may go to another city and make them more vibrant and resilient. And we want to work with you to keep them here in Wichita so that Wichita achieves its potential.
So one of the things I love about your organization, and you and I, we follow each other on social media, and before we started filming, we talked about how we're at a lot of local events together.
Yep.
One of the things I love about what your work's doing and the work of the organizations that you all partner with is some of these needs that you reference. They are not unique to Wichita. They are needs that other cities face. However, the solution seems uniquely Wichitan, where it's not just one organization or just the government or just a program, but a whole community of folks in the church community, in the nonprofit community, in the private sector community who come together to face these challenges together.
Right.
And United Way, I love your networked approach to bringing people together to address these issues, from everything from food to, as you mentioned, books. And I got 3 little kids, and I'll tell you, growing up, I had a learning disability. Reading in 2nd grade and 3rd grade was really difficult for me. And I remember, just it had an effect on my self-esteem. My son is in 2nd grade and he reads now, and so it's a huge relief off my shoulders that he can read so well.
Right.
But also that he's I want to keep him reading, and to do that we have to give him books that he's interested in, the type of books that he actually that he relates to the characters.
Right.
And it's interesting when we talk about how we have such diversity in our schools, the importance of ensuring that students have access to books that will keep them interested in reading these books, because they can identify with the characters
Exactly.
as well.
The data confirms that. You're exactly right, Mayor. I think now 90% of the books in elementary school have characters that are Caucasian, where we just said 60% of the children are minorities. And so getting publishers to publish more books like that so that our children have more self-esteem and more connected to their education leads to a lifetime of learning, as you mentioned. I will say one thing. We are currently raising money for our Dolly Parton Library, which here in Wichita gives every child from 0 to 5 years of age a free book once a month.
Right.
They just got to sign up, and we deliver that book so that they get 12 books a year, and by the time they enter school, they have their personal library of 60 books.
Right.
And
we signed up for that, by the way.
Great.
My kids love it. Going to the mailbox, when there's a book, we'll bring them out to go get the book, and they become so excited.
And people forget the United Way administers that program at a cost, but we don't mind doing it because the data shows that our children are more literate and it leads to lifetime learning. We've been doing it about 10 years now, and we're coming close to 1 million books. And so not every city has that, and we're blessed to have that here in Wichita. We're proud to service that program.
That's amazing. So we're going to switch gears a little bit. We got the holiday season coming up. This week is Thanksgiving, and really one of the things I love about the holiday season in particular, especially here in Wichita, where we have such a caring and giving community, it's a time to not only reflect on what we're thankful for, but also reflect on what we've been blessed with. So I think there's a lot of folks who want to give back during this time between Thanksgiving and Christmas, of course. What are ways that people can help support the United Way in their mission during this time if they feel called in the spirit of giving to try to align with what the organization's doing?
Yeah, no, we look for people that, like you said, so many want to give back this time of year, especially coming out of COVID. They feel very grateful. It's what we love about the Midwest culture. Giving their time and talent, obviously through volunteering. We run the largest volunteer center. So many nonprofits and vulnerable populations need volunteers right now. So you just dial 211 and we'll connect you to your favorite cause, and we're getting people out on the streets. We had Wichita State University students come out on a Saturday to help 9 nonprofits. And so time and talent is always needed. We need more reading volunteers in the schools, our Read to Succeed program. And right now we're also recruiting people that we will train to help do income taxes for families that are at $58,000 and below. So this is well above the poverty line. Last year, we helped over 6,000 families return $7.5 million to our local economy. That refund check came faster than the second stimulus check. And these people, it shored up their families, but then they used that money in local restaurants, hotels, entertainment venues. And so time and talent, and then of course treasure. If you're in a position to donate, we're one of only 20 charities in the state of Kansas that has a 4-star rating for being a responsible steward of the donor's gift. And we now, for every dollar that comes to the United Way, we are able to double it into $2.09 of impact in the community because of our matching grants, our volunteer center, the partnerships you referred to.
Can you say that again? For every dollar donated to the United Way here in Wichita, how much does that go back into our community?
It's $2.09 back into the community because we're able to leverage it and stretch it and double the impact and do even more good things for Wichita. And so we're very proud of that. And so if you have money that you're looking to give back to the community, get a tax deduction before the end of the year, the United Way is a wonderful place to put it.
So let's talk just a little bit about the free income taxes that you'll be training folks who can provide income tax services to people who make $58,000 or less. And that is such an important service because frankly, there are a lot of folks, particularly those who are struggling, who might not know that there's money on the table through the tax system where deductions and
that's right.
It might not be aware unless they decide we're not going to pay TurboTax or another place to go do their taxes. They might want to skip out this year on doing taxes.
Or they don't even have an internet connection.
Right.
So we provide a laptop, we provide an internet connection, we provide a trained volunteer, and for free, we'll sit with you and file your taxes. As you mentioned, billions of dollars sit at the federal level unclaimed. And this refund is due to everybody that works, right? It's taken out of your paycheck. And so we just want to get what's rightfully yours back in your pocket so that you can use it to support your family and support our region economically. And so it's an army of volunteers that we recruit and that we train. We update our laptop and our technologies. We work with other nonprofits to host large sites. And we have a large scheduling system so that you book your day and time at certain site, and a volunteer will be there with your paperwork, log you in, do your taxes with you, and get you a refund that you're owed.
That's such an incredible service. I think in Wichita, we're all better off when we get the money that we're owed, and we're in a better financial position moving into the new year. So thank you for doing that. Let's back up just a little bit about the 211. It sounds like, and I just want to make this clear for folks who are watching, 211 isn't just for if you have a need, but also if you have something to give. So if I was sitting on, let's say, a bunch of canned goods, and I'm not sure what to do with those canned goods, it would be appropriate for me to call 211 and get the advice of the United Way?
That's right, because we have a large referral directory. We know what food pantries need. We know what nonprofits need additional food resources. We take all kinds of donations through 211. Companies call us. We run one of the only ones in the United States, a warehouse of donated goods and that we give for free to nonprofits. In fact, we have a contract with 12 Walmarts, and so we do a milk run. We pay for our truck to go pick up all the goods that Walmart does not want to stock. We put it in the warehouse, and then nonprofits shop for free. And in the first 6 months, almost 200 nonprofits have shopped for free for over $500,000. And that lowers their overhead costs so that they can use their money to provide the service to their clients. One thing that a lot of people don't know, we just got a contract with Amazon. Our truck will go to Amazon in Kansas City and Park City and bring back goods that they aren't going to restock. Even I go down to the warehouse when the Amazon truck comes in. It'll have like $300,000 of goods.
Just to scope out what they have?
Yes, I mean, and look, you talk about leverage. It costs us about $3,000 to do it for $280,000 in goods. That's your $1 generated $86 in benefit to the community. And all the nonprofits come and shop there. We have contracts with Bed Bath & Beyond, so the shelters come for linen. We just landed a contract with Eddie Bauer and LL Bean for winter coats, winter hats and gloves. We have contracts with Michaels, so people come for arts and crafts or costumes for children, so those that are in the foster system can celebrate traditional American holidays at no cost to them or their provider.
Oh wow! And this is really good stuff. It's not just stuff
right.
that that like maybe has blemishes during production. This is real.
There are new keyboards, mice, and computer monitors there, for instance. All kinds of brand new school supplies for children in our Title I schools. Companies turn in new conference furniture. We think it's brand new, but they've updated to new furniture. I mean, the entire United Way is outfitted with donated furniture. And many of our nonprofit brothers and sisters, same way, don't spend the money on new furniture when we can get donations from our selfless corporate partners who donate their furniture to the United Way.
Because we know nonprofits in our community, all different sizes, all different levels of resources they have, and by participating in this program, they actually save their own resources for the mission in which they're established.
Exactly.
And that's
the leveraging of the dollar again. It's free to them, and so some shop just to get toilet paper, soap, sanitizer, because they have restrooms.
Right.
Or bath mats and things because they have showers for their clients. You don't think of those things, but that costs money for them to spend. But if we give it to them for free, then that's more money that they can use on the client.
Wow. So I love the contracts that you have with big businesses, some of the international known businesses that you mentioned, also the partnerships with the nonprofit community here in Wichita. If I was a small business owner and I wanted to be a part of this, to be helpful and to make contributions, what's the best way to move forward with that?
Right. Many small businesses, they're too small to do like a payroll deduction plan to give to the United Way and things like that. So they will ideally send a one-time check, a lump sum check, $500, $1,000 on behalf of their business. Even if they're a small business, they know their employees still have an expectation that their business participates in the community and is giving in some way. It helps with retention, it helps with recruitment, especially with the generation that's coming into the workforce now. They just believe in giving back. They're strong, passionate advocates, and I think business knows that, and so we see it throughout Wichita, small and large companies developing a corporate social responsibility plan to show how they contribute to society.
And United Way is a pretty good partner with that, as every dollar given is over $2 in return in services.
That's right. That's
amazing.
Right. Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit. I was following you on social media, and I love this one event you had, and I wish I was there. I think I had something going on where I wasn't able to be there, but after seeing how it turned out, it just brought, I think, the services you all are doing with the nonprofit community,
right.
Even for those who follow, I think to a whole new level, and it was your Shark Tank idea.
Right.
So I'm not big.
Yeah.
I don't watch Shark Tank a lot,
right.
but I kind of know what it is. Can you describe to us a little bit what Shark
right.
Tank is, and then also what
yeah.
the Shark Tank competition was that you guys
right.
held?
Well, the Shark Tank idea is for entrepreneurs, and so they pitched their business idea to get an investment to get their idea going. Well, Wichita is known for its entrepreneurial spirit. It goes back 100 years, from Pizza Huts to Freddy's, you name it, Rent-A-Center. And so we said, why can't that entrepreneurial spirit exist in the nonprofit space too? And so we said, let's see what happens. And so our board put up $100,000 and said, for nonprofits, come forward with your best ideas in health, education, financial stability, and basic needs. And we'll fund you that night $25,000 to go make an impact right away on your idea. So we wanted to foster some creativity and innovation. We also wanted to learn about ideas maybe we hadn't heard about. We see the changing landscape of Wichita, of technology, of public policy, and nonprofits need to pivot on how they deliver their services within that. Not just businesses, but nonprofits too. And so we put out the idea and we were stunned. Over 75 proposals came in just 2 weeks, and they were brilliant. We had 12 community judges read through them and said, here are the 2 finalists in the 4 areas. So 8.
So that'd be tough.
It was, because the next 8 were just as good.
Right.
And so it's given us some information on what we want to do next year. But they pitched live for the 2 finalists in each category, and that night they were awarded $25,000. And what we did for our runner-ups, we gave them a $5,000 grant. It was a surprise.
Good.
And so everybody walked out with an investment in their idea. And it's not just the nonprofit that wins, really, it's the people of Wichita winning, because they brought forward great ideas to serve needs that maybe weren't being addressed, from mental health to food insecurity to teaching English language to refugees.
That's just amazing, because what you are doing is not only providing the incentive for creative ideas, so that I guess that marketplace of ideas within a nonprofit
right.
world, but also in addition to the financial incentive, giving folks the opportunity to talk about the work they're doing. Right? They win or they lose, they're getting that exposure.
Great
that
point.
Might actually entice other people to give contributions,
yes.
Or to become involved in some of those community
And that
programs.
was part of the design. It's exactly what happened. We had a room of people who were interested in ideas, and a number have already asked, how can I invest in some of these other ideas? And so it was connecting nonprofit ideas with donors that have an interest. And we view it in the first ever competition, a very good success.
Well, I definitely want to make the next one next year, because that sounds amazing. It looked amazing
yes.
online. I've only seen positive feedback from it. So really appreciate everything the organization's doing, and even the innovative ways that, again, you're supporting our nonprofit community and helping folks. So thank you, President Pete, for being here. Look forward to you back on the show, hopefully in the near future.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Hi, I'm Brandon Whipple, and it's my great honor to be the mayor of Wichita, Kansas. Wichita lies in the heart of America. A 5-time All-American City Award winner, whatever you like, you'll find a wide range of options, from downtown living to live music, beautiful art to explore, and events that celebrate our diverse cultures. Wichita has been named a top 10 best city to live in by CNN and the most unique American city by Newsmax, and the #1 city for STEM occupations according to a recent university report. The beginnings of our community date to 1868, when J.R. Meade founded a trading post on the banks of the confluence of two rivers, the Arkansas and the Little Arkansas rivers. The name Wichita comes from the Wichita Indians, who settled at various times in the vicinity and means scattered lodges. Wichita has come a long way since its beginning as a trading post and a cow town. Today, Wichita has grown into a eclectic city with some of the greatest arts and entertainment in the Midwest. It is a destination with something for everyone. Wichita is known as a leader in the aviation industry, but also for its strong history and innovation and entrepreneurship. It's the birthplace of businesses such as Pizza Hut, Cessna, White Castle, and is the home to Koch Industries, Cargill, Spirit, and others who drive our commitment to growth and innovation. Good jobs and good salaries, below national average housing costs, short commute times, and a vibrant art community and attractions have also developed in conjunction with this solid Midwest spirit of hard work and vision. We all know that Kansas is the heart of our nation and that Wichita is the heart of Kansas, but that's much more than just our geographical location. It's about our people's genuine kindness and generosity. It's about our community's resilience in the face of challenges. We invite you to visit us and learn what makes Wichita a great place to learn, live, and play. Come see us and discover what makes Wichita one of a kind. Thanks to everyone who's watching for tuning in to What's Up Wichita. If you want to ask a question on next month's show, please send a short video to social@wichita.gov. Again, thanks for being with us.